Good morning, kids. It's great to be with you again on this Sunday morning. How are you guys all doing? We're doing okay over here, but we're missing you a lot. It'll be great fun when we can all be together. I think it's going to be a giant party when we can finally all be together, don't you? Yeah. Filling up these Sunday school rooms with your voices will be just so awesome. Today, Mark is going to be the preacher, and he's preaching on Philippians 3. So if you have your Bibles that are colored Bibles, it's part of the letters that Paul wrote, and all those letters are in yellow. And then what you look for is Philippians. It's about halfway through the yellow books, I would think. Philippians, and then you look for the big number 3. And the verse that we're going to underline today is the main verse that he's speaking about. So I'm going to tell you which one it is, and I'll underline it with you. Big number 3, and then you look for little number 9, and let's read it together. I want to be joined to him. That's Jesus. I want to be joined to him. Being right with God doesn't come by obeying laws. It comes because I believe in Jesus Christ. It comes from God because of faith. So being right with God is the important part here. Now, when you hear Mark say the words, he probably is using a grown-up Bible, and it will probably say righteous or righteousness. That's a pretty big word, but it's a word that you're going to grow up with, so you might as well hear righteous or righteousness. But it actually means just being right with God. So let's just think about, what does that mean, being right with God? Well, it means that when he lives inside you, he makes you so clean and white. So that is what makes you a clear path between you and God, is that you're all clean. He made you all clean through Jesus, right? So you're white, you're right with God, you're white and clean inside. And because you're white and clean inside, you can be the light of God. And you guys are lights all over Penticton. You're amazing. The light that you bring to your neighborhood, amazing. I've been hearing about some of the things you're doing. Keep it up, guys. You're awesome. Today I thought something that we could do that would keep your hands busy while Mark is preaching. We're going to do something that shows about light. So this is what it ends up looking when it's done. There's a tiny little light in there, and it says some Bible verses on the front and on the back. So these are the verses that say about light. One of them is, Jesus said, I am the light of the world. And you guys can find it in John 8:12. So maybe your moms and dads can write that down. And then on the other side, Jesus said, you guys are the light. You are the light. And then a little bit later it says, let your light shine. So that's in Matthew 5:14 and 16. So Matthew 5 is in the green books. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, remember? So look for Matthew 5:14 and 16. And the other one is the last one, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. John 8:12. Okay, so you guys can underline those in your Bibles if you want to. And then let me show you how you're going to do this craft. First of all, you just need a plain sheet of paper, and you cut the paper in half. Okay, so this was the whole piece of paper, and you cut the paper in half, the long way. Okay, so you cut it in half the long way. So this one's already cut. Then you fold it in half, and then you fold it in half again. Okay, when you do that, then it becomes this little sign kind of a thing that you can make, and it becomes like a little lamp that you can have in your room. Okay, so here's how it looks, like a little tent. So it was folded in half, and then folded in half again, and then you put this part together like that. Then it becomes like a little tent, okay? So now what you can do is you can ask your mom or dad, or you can write it yourself. And you can write on the inside parts of the tent, you can write those verses on there. Okay? And the outside parts of the tent are going to be underneath that nobody sees. So what you're going to do to keep that nice and flat is put a little bit of tape or glue, whatever you have, and tape that so that it stays like a little tent. It's kind of cool because you can put a little light in there, and then you can put it beside your bed. Now the light doesn't show very well because it's so bright in this room. But if I turn it on, you can see that it's on, right? These are pretty cheap. You can get them at Walmart or dollar stores. They're pretty cheap, but if you don't happen to have one in your house, you can make this same thing to hold a flash and put a flashlight in here. Just make it in a different size. So all you do is just slip that little light inside there, okay? So and that's your little project for today. You are the light of the world, and if you put this right beside your bed at night and turn that candle on, you will see it much, much more clearly than here in this bright light. So God bless you guys. Have a great week, and I hope to see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.